Hey there, I'm Jeff with CreditCards.com. Today we're talking about balance transfer credit cards, and we'll be specifically discussing how they can help or hurt your credit score. Now, we did do a full guide all about balance transfer credit cards. I'll link that in the description. Almost everything you could ever want to know about balance transfer credit cards is in that guide. Check the link in the description. We also cover some of the best balance transfer credit cards right now. So if you do decide that you want a new card, I think you'll find that guide really helpful. Speaking of being helpful, hopefully this video was helpful. And if that's the case, we would really appreciate a thumbs up. You know, Dylan, me, our entire team, all the people you don't see, we spend an enormous amount of time on our videos. And we really appreciate your support. And hopefully you subscribe for the future because we're going to be publishing a lot of videos about credit cards and credit more generally. All right, so now let's talk about balance transfer credit cards. Do they hurt or do they help your credit score? And the truth is, it all depends on how you use them, right? But there are a few primary ways they can hurt you and they can also help you. And the mechanics of making a balance transfer, not the card, but the actual balance transfer itself, we'll talk about how that might impact your credit score as well. So let's cover the few ways that a balance transfer credit card may hurt your credit score. The first thing is that you're applying for a new credit card, and that means that you'll have a hard inquiry made, and that will decrease for a little while your credit score. Usually over time, over a couple of months, 3, 6, 9 months, that should go away and your credit score should go up. That's more short-term in nature, but that will impact your credit score. Also, if you get approved for the card, you obviously have a new form of credit, and that will drag down your average age of account, which will hurt your credit score. Again, more in the short term, it should kind of roll off as time goes on, but that is a way getting a new balance transfer credit card may impact your credit score. Now, if you do want to understand more of what's included in your credit score, some of the tips and tricks to raise your credit score, we've done more guides about that. I'll link that down below in the description. I think you'll find those really insightful. We put a lot of time into understanding what's in credit and then trying to figure out how to maximize and improve your credit. Now, as far as the way that a balance transfer credit card could help you, there are a few key ways that it may help your credit score. Number one is your overall utilization. This is one of the most important factors in your credit score. It's 30% of your credit score. And simply put, your utilization is how much credit you're using divided by how much you have access to. So if you only have one credit card, it is your current balance divided by your credit limit. And you want to keep your utilization as low as possible, generally below 25%. So let's use an example. We'll carry this through to the other items as well. Let's say right now you have 2 credit cards, and across those 2 different credit cards, you have $7,000 in credit card debt, but your overall credit limit is $10,000. That means your utilization is 70% currently. Obviously, that's not very good. But if you apply for the new balance transfer credit card, you get approved, then you should see your utilization, all else being equal, go down. So let's say your new card has a credit limit of $7,000. That means your overall credit limit is not $10,000, it's now $17,000. So it's not 7,000 divided by 10,000, it's 7,000 divided by 17,000. So you should see your utilization go down to 41%, which should positively impact your credit score. Now keep in mind that getting a new credit card is not the only way, or it might not even be the best way to lower your utilization. You can always call your current credit card companies and just ask them for a credit limit increase. They don't have to say yes, but oftentimes if they say no, there's no real downside for you. And if they do say yes, then your credit limit goes up and your utilization goes down. And obviously that should help your credit score. Now, the one thing I have to point out is that your overall utilization is important, but also the utilization for any given line of credit is also important. So this is the part where a balance transfer, the actual process, the mechanics of making a balance transfer may impact your credit, and it may negatively impact your credit. So right now you have 2 different cards. You're going to transfer the debt to one card. And in our example, you had $7,000 in debt you're transferring across, and the credit limit on that new card is $7,000. That means your utilization for that one card is 100%. So that process could actually negatively impact your credit score. But I consider this more short-term in nature as well, because the goal of using a balance transfer credit card is to buy yourself some breathing room and pay down your debt quickly over time. So let's say your new balance transfer credit card has an intro period where you're paying 0% interest for the first 15 months. That's fairly standard for balance transfer credit cards. Again, we have more information about that on our website. You may even want to try out our card match tool to see if there are any special offers or anything interesting to you that's worth trying at least once. And I'll link that down below in the description. But getting back to our example, you're going to transfer over your money and you're going to buy yourself some breathing room to pay down that debt. Let's say you can throw $350 a month for 15 months at your credit card debt, and you're not paying any interest during that period, right? So that means your credit card debt goes from $7,000 all the way down to $1,750. And that means your overall utilization goes down from 41% to about 10%. And even on that single card, you go from 100% down to 25% in terms of utilization. So a lot of the advantages with a balance transfer credit card have to do with lowering your debt, thereby lowering your utilization. And of course, there are ancillary benefits as well. The more you reduce your debt, the more likely you are to make on-time payments over time. And your payment history is the most important thing in your credit score. That's 35%. It is important to note that when you get a new credit card, hold that for a long time. New credit is a factor in your credit score, so you want to make sure that you're not accessing new forms of credit over and over and over again. But that's about it. That's what you need to know about how a balance transfer credit card could impact your credit. Hopefully the video was helpful. We earned your thumbs up and you subscribed to our channel. Have a great day.